morning to one and all. Respectable dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege to introduce Mr. Thomas Mathew, Apollo Tyres, planted, who is one of the Deming Award winner for the year of 2022. Mr. Thomas Mathew is a BTech graduate in mechanical engineering with MBA in operations. 36 plus years diverse experience in the field of manufacturing engineering, industrial engineering, production planning, greenfield projects, and enriched knowledge of quality standards of IITF 169, APQP, PPAP, FMEA, SPC, SQC, 5S, TQM, and Deming. He started the career as a GET in Apollo Tyres Limited and handled various positions from GET to planted in many locations of Apollo Tyres plants. Currently heading the Apollo Tyres Limited Chennai plant, which is the largest plant of the group. Pivotal in setting up Asia's largest tire plant with a world-class facility in Chennai, which is the brainchild of Apollo Tyres PCMD plant. As a continuous learner with a practical mindset and enthusiastic sports lover with a district zone representation in cricket, scheduled badminton in the college days. Still, he plays cricket, tennis, schedule, and TD for entertainment and regular yoga beginner. Thanks a lot. Welcome, sir.
Mr. Murli Shankar, President NIQR. Mr. L. Ganesh, Mr. Shivanesan, the chief guest of today's felicitation program, other dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you all. When I was asked to make a presentation here, I was in a dilemma, as Mr. Ganesh was saying. So for this crowd, if I present the journey of TQM, I don't know how much it can be absorbed. Anyhow, it is a privilege and honor for Apollo Tyres to share the journey of Apollo Tyres Chennai plant, its TQM journey, to this August gathering. So I will take only a few minutes. I will try to skip maximum possible because it is purely technical. Most of the slides are purely technical. I will try to adapt the presentation to the forum. So Apollo Tyres was incorporated in 1972 as a company to manufacture automobile tires and started operations in 1977 with a small factory in the state of Kerala. As on today, Apollo Tyres is a multinational company with 7 plants, 5 in India and 2 in Europe. The 2 plants in Europe, one is in Amsterdam, that is in Netherlands, and one is in Hungary, which is a greenfield project. For administrative purpose, the total Apollo Tyres is divided into 2 regions. One is called APMEA, that is Asia, Pacific, Middle East and Africa, and other is called EA. And each region is headed by one president each. So I report to one of the president, that is the president of APMEA. Last year, the revenue of Apollo Tyres was 2.81 billion US dollars. Out of the total revenue, you can see from the chart, 68% of the revenue comes from APMEA region and 32% comes from the EA region. Other revenue segmentation is also shown in the slide. The vision of Apollo Tyres in the present midterm plan is driving progress together to achieve the Vision 2025, which is shown in the slide. Apollo Tyres has two brands, Apollo Tyres and Fredestine. Fredestine is predominantly available in Europe, America, and Canada. It is mainly high-end tires, mainly used for snow tires and winter tires. If you see the history of Indian tire industry, it has passed through three phases. One is pre-independence. Second is immediately after the independence, that was a regulated economy. And third, after the liberalization. Apollo Tyres was born in the second phase, and it has outgrown all the other companies available in India, including most of the MNCs. Coming to the Chennai plant, we call it APTC, Apollo Tyres Chennai plant, is built in a green campus of almost 130 acres and has a production capacity to make 885 metric tons per day and is manned by 4,400 employees, out of which 2,600 are highly qualified direct employees. APTC is the biggest amongst ATL plants and also is one of the largest tire plants in Asia. Chennai plant is a highly automated plant which can produce high-end PCR and TBR tires. I will be using this PCR and TBR tires extensively in this presentation. PCR stands for passenger car radial tires and TBR is truck and bus radial tires. So PCR is for passenger car and TBR is for the truck and bus radial. Chennai plant has also many locational advantages. As my previous speaker was saying, Chennai is known as the Detroit of South India. And we are very close to the OEMs, and the raw material source, that is mainly the raw material used for tire, is rubber. It is very proximate to us, that is from the state of Kerala. And we are blessed with the presence of ports for the import and exports. The foundation stone for the Chennai plant was done in 2008, and within 14 months, the first passenger car tire was taken in 2010. This was one of the fastest projects being done in the Indian tire industry. Initially, the plant was started with a small capacity of 8,000 passenger car tires and 3,000 TBR tires. But as the tires from APTC was widely accepted by the customers, the plant reached its terminal capacity of 16,000 PCR tires and 12,000 TBR tires in a short span of 8 years. Apollo Tyres Chennai plant is having a unique 3-layer organization structure and employs highly qualified people in all levels. The average age group of employees in Apollo Tyres Chennai plant is 28, and you can see the educational qualifications here. The diploma, mostly are diploma holders on the shop floor, and also it's supported by the graduates and the postgraduates. Our prestigious customers includes almost all the OEMs in India in PCR and TBR category. Our market segmentation and distribution to OEMs, replacement and export for the last year, FY22, is also shown in the slide. Apollo Tyres Chennai plant enhanced its capability to produce variety of products to cater various applications in truck and bus and passenger car categories with best-in-class features and is available for various applications across the globe. Latest being the introduction of tires for the EV, that electric cars and electrical buses. In its journey of last 12 years, APTC has won many rewards and recognition from our prestigious customers, as well as other external agencies, of which few are shown here. The latest and most prestigious among them being the Deming Award. coming to the business objectives and strategies what we have followed, Apollo Tyres started formulating the midterm plans for achieving its business goals from FY05 onwards. And the first midterm plan was called the Passion in Motion. The Chennai plan was born by the end of this midterm plan. Hence, the next three midterm plans, which is called Agile, the midterm plan from FY17 to FY22, that is called Passion in Motion 2.0, and the latest one, which we are going now, is called the Vision 2025. By 2017, our policy deployment process also got strengthened, and the PD process started from the APMEA level with PESTEL and competitor analysis. Remaining issues from the previous MTP were identified through reflection, and opportunities were picked from the market scanning. Potential market growth in TBR, stagnant market share in PCR, stretched profit margin, etc. were identified as inputs for policy formulation. With these inputs, APMEA has formulated its MTP for the period FY17-28 with the vision of building leadership in India and identified various measures and strategies to attain its objective. Also, there was a clear direction to plans to develop people capabilities and cross-functional managements. To support the vision and objectives of APMEA, Chennai plant also has created its own vision to deliver quality products at lowest cost using engaged employees by the safest way. Objectives for Chennai plant were defined based on the priority issues identified from top-down approach through APMEA directions and bottom-up approach through reflection of previous midterm plan. Year-on-year targets were fixed to achieve the vision. Apollo Tyres Chennai plant again defined various challenging strategies and base building strategies through CFMs to achieve the MTP objectives. Strategies were arrived based on analysis on major contributors and shortcomings in the systems, based on which focused activities were implemented over the MTV period to improve the system. After the opening up of Indian economy in 1990s, the competition in domestic market became immense with the arrival of multinational companies. Further, ATL was also planning to go global. This requires products with superior quality at reasonable cost and meeting different customer needs wherever it is required. This necessity paved the way to the introduction of TQM across APMEA. Even though the TQM was introduced in all the plants of Apollo Tyres, the adoption of TQM was much more in the Chennai plant, mainly because of the low age of the employees and since it is a new and advanced plant. As a result, the Chennai plant became a flagship plant in terms of revenue, profit, and for TQM culture. So the management has decided to challenge dimming price by Chennai plant in 2017. The TQM initiatives were introduced in Chennai plant in a phased manner as per the requirement of the midterm plans and its objectives, and is practicing the same practice till now. In the latest midterm plan, various advanced tools like QA metrics, task achieving QC story, etc. were introduced to realize the business results effectively and efficiently and with the engaged employees. After detailed thought process involving people across the organization and multiple iterations with the help of TQM sensei's like Dr. Noriaki Kano, we have adopted this House of TQM in line with the Chennai plant's culture. This House of TQM depicts our proactive approach in satisfying the customers through the various TQM principles, vehicles, and techniques. This matrix shows the indicates the various TQM vehicles and techniques used by the APTC to realize its managing points in the latest midterm plan, that is FY 17 to 22, and thereby fulfilling APTC's and APMEA objectives. APMEA started policy formulation from FY 12 onwards with various PDCA rotation. Today, APTC is following this approach, which is shown here in the slide. On the left side, the management system chart of the policy deployment process is shown. APTC is receiving the priority issues for the plant through top-down approach from the President's direction and identifying issues through bottom-up approach from SWOT analysis and from the reflections and the pestle analysis. This shows the policy attainment rate using a 4-student model at various levels from FY 19 to 22. You can see for the various years it is shown and for the various levels. The topmost level is for the unit head level, and the middle level is for the department heads level, and the third level is the team leader level or the shop floor level. The systematic strategy formulation resulted in increase of policy attainment rate across all levels. The number of policy items at unit head level is increased only very marginally. You can see that in the year FY 19 it was 5, and even in 22 it is 5, or in 21 it was 6. While the deployed policy items at the shop floor level in FY 19 it was 180, and if you see if it is in FY 22 it is 266, which shows the depth of penetration of policy deployment process into the shop floor. APTC follows a 5-step approach in our daily work management, starting from defining the process, establishing roles and responsibilities, standardization, training, monitoring and control, and improving the current situation with small improvement activities. APTC also assesses the DWM process through DWM maturity score, which is shown on the left corner. You can see that the box plot clearly indicates average median shift from 62 score to 101 score over the years. APTC's DWM approach resulted in sustaining the results as well as to improve our process parameters. One example shown here is the stability capability metrics is shown here. Out of 71 CTQ parameters in FY 22 by quarter 4, that is the last quarter of the last year, 68 parameters are in the stable condition and 57 parameters are in the stable and capable condition. APTC initiated 6 cross-functional committees to handle common objectives, which has activities and responsibilities across different functions. Each CFM is headed by respective department heads. One of the key avenue of total employee engagement for the shop floor people is QCC. APTC has taken an aggressive target based on TQM diagnosis learnings and implemented various PDCA rotations including training, rewards and recognition, and improving weekly QCC attendance and project completion rate. This resulted in improving the participation percentage year on year from 8% in FY 18 to 78% by FY 22. Effects of QCC movement on safety and cost is also shown in that slide. While QCC is practiced by shop floor employees, executives and senior people are involved in continual improvement process through QC story projects, where the complexity of the problem is slightly higher and cross-functional team involvement is required. So just to give a taste of what we have experienced by the TQM journey, the field complaints in TBR was one of the major issues what we faced in the second midterm plan. And one of the challenging strategies we took was to reduce these field complaints. And in these QA tools such as QA metrics and stability capability metrics were utilized in widespread manner based on the feedback of TQM diagnosis. the CTQ parameters related to major contributing defect at the field were identified and monitored with stability capability metrics. Abnormalities are identified through control charts and QA metrics, and actions were taken as part of built-in quality, that is what we call BQIP in process approach to prevent defect generation, which resulted in significant reduction in TBR field complaints. Based on the challenges in the manual skill assessment system with the TQM diagnosis feedback, a digital tool called Skill Connect was introduced. Individual training need identified based on the structured skill evaluation, and gaps are addressed through training. This process is done on periodic basis to continuously upgrade the skill level of SMT members. Also, a structured career growth plan was devised through which a person joining as a SMT or the shop floor member, he can grow up to the level of unit head. And various training programs we have devised to facilitate this journey. This TQM tools was also extensively used for the safe work culture. On the safety, vertical evaluation was utilized in safety management to identify risk proactively and prevent accidents. Risk related to LTA accidents are identified proactively through HAZINR, which is hazard identification and near miss reporting, and BBS, which is behavior-based safety. We also introduced TQM in the CSR activities. The main purpose of our CSR is to contribute to the nation's growth and development, mitigate the negative effects on environment, and initiative activities to create positive effects to the communities in the neighboring villages. TQM was utilized in CSR activities also through the PDCA rotation to overcome the issues such as death of plant trees, I'll come to that later, and inadequate growth of the planted trees. ATL has identified sustainability as one of the key drivers to achieve its vision in the latest midterm plan. And APTC also has derived a sustainability roadmap to realize its ATL's vision. APTC's sustainability initiative include reduction of CO2 emission by energy conservation activities and through usage of renewable energy sources, water conservation, and community afforestation. APTC has one of the largest solar rooftop solar plants in India, which has a capacity of 12 megawatts. APTC is also instrumental in promoting the TQM across the other plants and other corporate departments. In addition to the support APTC is providing to the other plants, we also facilitate for other companies to visit our plant and observe the application of TQM tools to achieve the business goals. Here we can see the delegates from Asian Paints and say a very senior team from the Tata group of companies visiting the Chennai plant to understand that about the TQM tools. So coming to the results or the effects of TQM here, as I have mentioned earlier, one of the major concern what we faced was field complaints in TBR. So with the application of this TQM tools, we got a reduction of 72% in the field complaints of TBR. And also, we are maintaining the 0 ppm in the customer or at the OE level from FY20, and continuously we are maintaining that 0 ppm till now. Another major aspect of in the tire industry is the completion of the NPDs, new product developments. Here also we could get a substantial improvement by the application of the TQM tools. So as I was mentioning, we have used the TQM tools extensively for the creation of safety inside the plants. And I am proud to say that we are one of the global benchmark on the safety aspects. So the Chennai plant, the LTIFR, that is one of the unit what we used to monitor the accidents. We are at 0.17 level, whereas the global benchmark, which was held by one Japanese company, is at 0.25. And same is the case of LTISR also, that is the severity rate of So these are the few trend graphs of our CSR activities, how we have improved. I am skipping these slides. And as a result, by 2019, we became the market leader of both the TBR and PCR in India. So these are the few intangible effects. And coming to the future plan, definitely as Mr. Ganesh is sitting here, we also want to go our all plans to win the Deming Prize, and also want the Chennai plan to apply for the Deming Grand Prize. Thank you.